G'day all, Ben here, East West. This is going to be part 4 of our series of building a very simple charting application. So let's just jump into the code. So we are back here on the same workbook, the same Jupyter notebook, everything's the same. So look, if we just to refresh, we just run this just so we can remember where we're up to, and we're bringing up our pardon me, our big window, okay, that's got our toolbar set up on the side, and now we can fetch our chart. And what this does is it places a label into our window. Okay, so what we want to do now is this label's a little bit it's not what we want. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to create something called a canvas. So the canvas is going to take up, let me just shrink this in so you can see it a little bit. The canvas is going to take up the entire width, or well, basically we're asking it to take up the entire space that's left over for our application window. So we do this because it's a little bit more flexible to use a canvas. We can, and most importantly, I think for down the track, a canvas will allow us to draw over the top of our chart. So what that means is that we could, potentially then start drawing trend lines and things like that. That's a little bit further down the track. Let's just get this canvas set up first. So we'll just start here. The first thing we want to do is just update our functions window. So it's basically, we're coming down here, right? We're updating the label with the new image. So what happened is originally that we were creating a label to show the image. And in the function, what we were doing is we had a function here to update the label that we'd created with the image that we downloaded. So we'll just make our changes to the function first. So what I'm going to do here, I'm just going to bring in a little bit of space here. So what we need to do first is we need to get the dimensions of the canvas that we're trying to update the chart image to. So this is possibly being done around the wrong way. I should probably create the canvas in the main window first, but we want to keep the function above the main window, so we'll just update the functions first. So we just need to get the dimensions of the actual canvas itself. And so we do this with these two lines of code, canvas width and canvas height. Now it's very similar to what we did here with the screen width and the screen height. Okay, it's the same sort of deal. So we're just going to ask the function to collect that information first. And then what we've got to do is the way that we create the MPL finance figure is a little bit different. So we just need to make a little change here. So I'm going to just insert a comma here, and I'm just going to hit enter. So it just takes us to the next line. So it's all one line of code, but just obviously visually we can see what's going on. So this is what we need to put in here. We need to put in fig size equals the canvas width, which we've created, divided by 100, and the canvas height, which we've created, divided by 100. Now, why do we divide by 100? Well, basically because when we ask for fig size in MPF plotting, the fig size would be inches, okay, and there's roughly 100 inches. There's roughly 100 pixels to an inch. So all this is really doing is, instead of giving this in inches, it's giving it in sort of pixel size. So that way, it'll just that's all it really is. It's just converting pixels to inches, so that we know, how big to make the plot. So I don't think you got to worry too much about that. So what we need to do next here is, here we were updating the label with a new image. So we're not actually going to update the label. What we're going to actually update now is the canvas. And so this is more or less doing the same thing as this did, but we're not sending it to a label widget. We're now sending it to a new canvas widget, which we yet to create. Okay, so this is actually now superfluous. We don't need that. We can get rid of that, pardon me, altogether. And so we're just going to canvas.create image 00 will just put us into, the zero, the top left-hand corner, and we want to anchor that to the northwest corner of the canvas. So basically, all we're doing is we're saying, start from the top left corner, and that's where we want to apply the photo, which is what we've done up here. So all this is the same. Like I said, all we're doing is just sending the image to a canvas instead of a label. And then all we really need to do here is we just need to update the canvas size to fit the image. So whatever the size of the image is, that's what the canvas is going to post to. Okay, so that's just a little formatting thing. I don't think you have to worry too much about that. Just put that in. That'll just make sure that the canvas and the image sort of marry up size-wise and that the image fits nicely inside the canvas. So that's all we need to do for the functions. So what we need to do next is we need to come down here to the main window. So what we were doing previously is we're creating this label widget to send the image to. So we don't want to do that now. What we want to do is create a canvas. Okay, so we're creating that canvas, and all this function now is doing is getting the image and updating the canvas that we're about to create with the new image. Okay, so it's kind of similar to what we were sort of doing before. So just here we were creating a TTK label, but this time we're creating a TK canvas. So that's a little bit different, just keep in mind. So it's TK under a lowercase, then an uppercase C here for the canvas. Okay, we're going to put it in the root window because remember it's going in our window. We'll just make the background, I'm just going to set it to white so you can just sort of see it. So what you'll see is the canvas present before we actually import the chart. So, and then we just need to put in our pack line. So we're just going to put it on the left. We're going to expand so it's true, and fill's going to be TK both. So remember that fill's up and across. Okay, and that's all we need to do there. So we don't actually need this line of code anymore because we are not using a label to display the image. We're now using a canvas to display the image. And then finally what we're going to do here, maybe a little bit superfluous, but I think maybe this is it's just handy to know. It's just like I'm kind of showing you sort of little different applications of the TK into package. And who knows when you might need to use this, but we'll just create a scroll bar so we can see how to do that. So the scroll bar will equal TTK.scroll bar. It'll be in the root window. The orientation will be vertical, so we could also put in a horizontal one. And the command will be canvas.yView. So all this command.yView we're just telling the scroll bar to control the height. So X across, Y down. So it's just going to control the view of the chart up and down. That's all it does, right? And then we're just going to put the pack line in. So we're going to put it on the right, and the fill is going to be up and down the screen. And then we are going to config the canvas so that the scroll command is scrollbar.set. So all we're really doing here is we're just configuring the canvas widget so that it can be controlled by the scroll bar that we've just created, and that's kind of it. So I think at this point we can just sort of run this. I'll just rerun everything. I think it's just easier to rerun it all, make sure it all works. Okay, now let me just shrink my window in so you can see it because I've got really big screens here. But what you can see here now is that this white is the canvas, okay? And then if I can scroll across enough to show you, just bear with me 1 second. It's not appeared yet, but so what we'll do is we'll just bring in a chart here. And you can see now that the chart takes up the entire sort of screen. And then also, just shrink this down a little bit. You can see here now we've got that scroll bar. So that is how you do that. We could also put one on the bottom. I haven't really bothered at this stage. I might do that down the track, but now we've got this. So that means that if the window's shrunk more right in like that, you could scroll up and down like so. Okay, so that would be what that's for. So like I said, because we've got this sort of set in full screen mode, I don't know if you need that as much, but it's just good to know how to do it anyway. So look, I think I'll leave this video right here. I think in the next part we'll start moving in and putting some more stuff into our toolbar here, but we're getting this starting to set up the way we want it. And like I said, I think the main thing is if you see anything within the code or the settings, play with them, change them around, see what they do, and that way you can sort of learn what's going on with them. So maybe you want to put your toolbar across the top, or you might want to put it on the right hand side, whatever you like, and just play around with it and see what you can come up with. So thanks for watching. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe. See you in the next video. Bye for now.